Kingdom Hearts is a series that isn't shy to tell some of the most emotional and tragic stories you'll hear. If you ask fans which character had the most tragic story, you might get answers such as Shion, Namine, or even somebody from the Wayfinder trio. But if you ask me, there's one character whom fate was most unkind to, and is more forgotten than a character even like Shion. By the thumbnail for this video, you probably assumed that I was going to be talking about Riku today, which only strengthens my point here. No, it isn't Riku, but the person's story whom I want to shed light to, who I believe is grossly underappreciated in this series, is none other than Replica Riku. He is someone whom I best believe represents the broader themes of Kingdom Hearts and the nature of our own struggles with identity and purpose. His journey is a heartbreaking tale of artificial existence, internal struggle, and the ultimate redemption. As always, my name is Unlike Mike, but if you'd like, you can just call me Mike. And thank you for joining me today as we dive into the life, struggle, and ultimate fate that is Riku Replica.
Surprised? I guess you should be. After all, I look just like you. I'll tell you what I am. I'm an exact replica of you that Vexen made from your data. So you're a fake me. Not a fake! I don't care if you're real. You're not better.
Riku Replica makes his first appearance in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories as an experiment by Vexen to be used as a tool to push the agenda of Organization 13. His role in this story is not only to serve his foe, but to also highlight the ethical issues of artificial life and that be a deep connection to the real Riku's own darkness.
Unlike you, I fear nothing. Are you calling me a coward? You're afraid of the dark. The darkness inside you still frightens you, no matter what you say. But I'm different. I embrace the darkness. I can make it do whatever I want. Come out! Show yourself, fake!
Fake? Oh no. That's not exactly the right word.
What are you saying? Isn't he just a copy of me?
More like a model. He is an example of what you should try to be. He accepts the darkness. Just like you once couldn't help but accept me. But now you are afraid. Perhaps you are the one who is being fake. Fake when you pretend to have no fear. Riku. Riku.
Who's there?
I know you can feel it. The grip that I have on your heart. You have led in the darkness, Riku. That means very soon your heart shall become an all-consuming darkness.
I'm not like that now.
Yes, you are.
Although Replica Riku serves to play as a foil to our main characters, he is also just as much of a victim in this game as everybody else. His allies, his enemies, and even Replica Riku himself only view his life as a puppet. A puppet that seeks autonomy over his own life, but can't escape the origins of his identity.
You get it? Its memories with Namine were just planted, not real.
He's the product of pure research.
What he actually is a toy.
You're a shell. A shell who has had everything taken. Everything!
That thing lying there is just a puppet that Vexen made as an experiment. No more than a toy.
Wouldn't you like to be real?
Maybe we can get her to make you forget you're nothing but a fake.
How can you? Are you betraying me?
I told you I would make good use of you, didn't I?
Stupid little toy.
That's right. I'm a phony. A fake. The way I look, the way I feel, everything I remember.
If you've ever seen The Flash on CW, his story really reminds me of a character called Savitar, and also Mewtwo from the first Pokemon movie. Shout out to you if you get what I mean. Now, by the end of the game, Replica Riku does gain full autonomy over his life, by an act of defiance against his former allies and defiance towards the reality of his false memories.
Take another guess.
What?
It can't be.
Riku! No. Just an imitation.
You're a shell. A shell who has had everything taken. Everything!
What can you possibly think I ever had? Both my body and my heart are fake. But there is one memory I'll keep, even if it's just a lie. Whether it was a phantom promise or not, I will protect Naminé.
Now, unfortunately, even though he seems to have turned a new leaf, the darkness inside of him and the negative emotions surrounding his identity proves to be too much for him to bear. So in a desperate attempt to feel real, he needlessly seeks out the real Riku in order to take him out, believing that somehow Riku being gone will help him feel full.
Hold it! You've changed. Your own darkness. It doesn't frighten you anymore. How can you tell? Because I'm you. No, I'm me. I'm me, he says. Must be nice being real. A fake like me could never get away with saying that. That's right. I'm a phony. A fake! The way I look, the way I feel, everything I remember. And even this newfound power. Huh? I thought by finding some new strength, I could finally be someone who's not at all you. But nothing changes. I'm still just empty. Everything about me is borrowed. As long as you're around, I'll never be more than a shadow!
After this final battle and Replica on his deathbed, we see that he still struggles with the means of his own identity. And with this final scene, we get one of my favorite dialogue exchanges throughout this series, and just goes to show how much depth and emotional complexity that these characters have in this series.
So, it's over. Death doesn't frighten me. Good riddance to a phony life. My heart was never real. I'm sure even what I'm feeling now is probably all fake. What are you feeling? What happens when a fake dies? One like me. Where will my heart go? Does it disappear? It'll go somewhere. Maybe to the same place as mine. A faithful replica until the very end. That's okay.
I'd like to dissect a line from each of these characters in this scene, just to show you what I mean when I say that how well written these characters are. When Replica Riku says this line, he could have easily just said, "What happens when a fake dies? Where will it go?" Instead, he adds, "One like me," showing that he has regret about who he is and the choices that he's made, as if he was some other replica that made good choices would have their heart spared. This is something that at this point, only the real Riku would truly understand his feelings about his past mistakes, which is why I think the real Riku is a little soft on him during this final moment. Now, when the real Riku shares this line, that his heart will maybe go to the same place as his, this can be taken in two different ways. It could be seen as encouragement towards Replica Riku that his heart will end up in a place full of light because he sees him as not evil, but someone who was just dealt an unfair hand. Or the real Riku can be reflecting on himself and sees the replica as a mirror to his own dark history that he can never escape. So he may be even questioning if when he dies, will his heart end up somewhere light or dark? It's a cool line that can serve two different meanings. And even with the addition of Kingdom Hearts 3, we can see that it actually adds a third meaning as well. Because in that game, we see Replica Riku does end up placing his heart inside of Riku's. And what's so amazing about this is all three possibilities actually do happen. We learned that in Kingdom Hearts 3, after this scene, his negative emotions got the better of him, which led him into the realm of darkness. But after he sees Riku again, he ends up joining his heart. And then by the end of the game, he goes out with a smile and glowing in this bright light. So I have to assume that this means he passed into somewhere that's bright and beautiful. But before I can dive into his role in Kingdom Hearts 3, there was another game he made an appearance in.
Pinocchio!
Jiminy!
Let him go now!
Hmm?
Thank goodness. Are you all right? Riku and I looked for you everywhere.
Uh-huh, I'm just fine. Sorry, Jiminy. I messed up real bad. You and Father must have been so worried about me.
Why, Pinocchio? I think you just might be finally starting to learn.
Who are you? Me?
As I live and breathe.
That was my dark side. I gave in to the darkness once, and ever since, it's chased me around in one form or another. The Seeker of Darkness who stole my body. A puppet replica of the shadows in my heart. And now, I'm facing me.
Now, I'm a bit unsure with this scene, and I understand that Riku does see this figure as a reflection of his own dark past, but this figure doesn't actually end up doing anything bad. So this scene could just be a reminder for Riku of his dark past, and even his actions that he took with Pinocchio, but it also could be foreshadowing of Replica Riku joining Riku later. The comparison makes sense as both Pinocchio and Replica Riku were just puppets that grew hearts, so it makes sense to me. But I'm not sure if Nomura has ever explicitly stated what this scene means, so maybe you can let me know in the comments. If he's ever shared any further details on it, let me know, or just even let me know what you think of this scene. But moving on to Kingdom Hearts 3, we can see that unbeknown to Riku, that he was saved by his replica in the realm of darkness.
Oh no!
Riku!
What? Because somebody needs me. Who are you?
Riku? Wake up! Riku! Are you okay?
Where'd the Heartless go?
I got more than half of them, and the rest vanished. But they spit you out first.
So at first, Riku believes that he's saved by his dark self, but it is revealed later to him that it was his replica. And I want to take a moment to bring up this loading screen from Kingdom Hearts 3. I've mentioned these loading screens before in a few other my videos, because I believe that some of them do hold deeper meaning. And with this one in particular, I mentioned it in my Vanitas discussion that maybe Vanitas, the Master, or another Darkness could have been the one that was drawing Riku in. But now I want to suggest that it could have been the connection that the real Riku and Replica shared is what guided him there. And also, even though Replica is the one saving Riku in this scene, it is Riku that serves as a beacon of hope and a second chance for Replica Riku. It's too bad that we didn't have very long with this symbiotic relationship because they grew such a beautiful friendship in such a short time. Also, before moving on to the next scene, I want to mention two different things. One, how neat was it that they showed this death animation here for this moment? It almost makes me think that it could have been Riku using the power of waking to call onto Replica Riku unknowingly. I don't know, that was just a random thought of mine. But the other thing is, this is when Riku leaves his Keyblade behind and then gets the Braveheart Keyblade. This is a change that most people, I believe, hated, but I think this fits his new aesthetic so much better, and the name Braveheart actually fits really well too. And I'll be honest with you guys, I am more partial to Keyblades that actually look like keys. So, such as Braveheart, Kingdom Key D, Metal Chocobo, are just some of my favorite Keyblades, you know? That's right, I'm not a Metal Chocobo or a Braveheart hater. Freaking fight me. But ultimately, I do believe this was a good change because this Keyblade's gonna fit so much better into the realistic look going into Kingdom Hearts 4, as well as being able to look just fine in a more cartoony animated world. And story continuity wise, it still kind of makes sense to do this change. Because keep in mind, Way to Dawn was a reflection on Riku's journey throughout the series, coming into accepting the power of both the dark and light, you know, walking the middle path, the middle road. But by the end of Dream Drop Distance and the start of Kingdom Hearts 3, he has to be a guardian of light. So I don't think that he could really represent the middle road if he's supposed to be a guardian of light. And by him leaving the Keyblade behind was a great symbolism of all that growth that he's achieved throughout this series. And it's deeply symbolic for Replica to take this Keyblade because at this moment is what starts Replica Riku's own Way to Dawn.
Do you have any idea how lonely it is here? How frightening it is to have no one? All that's left in my heart is misery and despair. And now, you can share it.
There's no need. Got my own.
I can't add much value to this scene other than it's a beautiful display of Replica's emotions towards the real Riku. But I really just wanted to show it to highlight as a reminder that although Riku was a failure here and not the one who saved Aqua, he still saved Replica in the realm of darkness, which ended up being just as important in and of itself. And again, more double meaning dialogue when Aqua is sharing about her time in the realm of darkness being lost, and she wants to share that despair with Riku. Riku lets her know that he's got his own, which you can take as Riku talking about his dark past or the fact that Replica Riku is now with him.
How long have you known that I was with you? You did save me. I think you came along for a reason. I didn't make much of myself as a replica. I was a failure, and after you and Sora moved on, my body fell to ruin and the darkness took my broken mind. I was all ready to give up and let it happen. And then you showed up. You took that as a sign? Maybe. I'd rather face my end with you than in darkness. That's what you want? Yeah. But I'm not done yet. Got one last thing to see through. Take the time you need.
This scene was a really great display of how these two really care about each other now, and how Replica Riku finally accept who the real Riku is and would rather meet his end inside of the real Riku's heart. And by Riku telling him to take all the time he needs, really shows us that he truly does accept Replica into his heart. I'm telling you, the Riku and Replica Riku story is very well written. It is one of my favorite stories told within this series. And finally, there's only one thing left for this character.
You're not real. Huh? I'm the real one. Aren't you my past self? From when Ansem possessed me? No. You beat Ansem and you're still here. This guy is me.
Replica appears out of Riku, while bathed in this light, gives the final strike against his past, dark, and lost version of himself.
I knew it. It's a replica. A soon-to-be empty vessel. I've been waiting for a chance like this.
Then, as a final showing of growth, he leaves the responsibility of delivering the vessel to Namine over to Riku, something that he would have never done in the past, which mirrors his final moments with Sora in Chain of Memories.
Hey! What are you doing? Take the vessel! No. The world already has you. There's someone else who needs the replica more. You know who I mean. Oh. Namine, you're saving her.
Now ending the cycle of darkness for the both of them, and fulfilling a false promise he didn't make.
You're a shell. Both my body and my heart are fake.
Toy.
Everything about me is borrowed. But
Riku?
there is one memory
Protect
I'll
Namine.
keep. Even if it's just a lie. You don't mind? Whether it was a phantom promise or not. I will protect Namine. What happens when a fake dies?
Going out in a radiant light, we see the end of the tragic life of Riku's replica.
Good luck.
Thank you so much for making it through this video. I normally don't do like video essay type stuff, but Replica Riku's like one of my favorite characters, and like I said in the beginning, that I believe he's grossly underappreciated in this series. And it was really cool because Replica Riku's one of our only characters that is completely done with. Like, we get to see their life from beginning, middle to end, and there's no questions left with their character at all. The story is complete, and it's kind of sad too, because I don't think he really got a happy ending, but he did get a perfect ending for his character and his character arc. You know, like, it wasn't happy, but perfect in the sense that he was the one who gave meaning to his own life and was finally able to accept who he was, which was the entire struggle for his character throughout all of, Chain of Memories. Also, too, earlier I mentioned something about Riku potentially having the power of waking. Part of me believes that, because how the hell do they get Naminé back at the end of the series, right? Like, I get that they have the vessel, but how do they get her heart? So I don't know. That just makes me think that he has the power of waking. Again, I don't know if Nomura has ever dabbled on this, or maybe I'm just missing something. So if I am, let me know in the comments. But that's all I really wanted to say for this video. Just shed some light on a super underrated character you know, show how incredibly written and emotionally complex that these characters actually are in this series. And I added a little bit of I was shedding some light for Kingdom Hearts 3 as well, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tired of hearing that Kingdom Hearts 3 was a bad game. If I ever do another video essay, and that I'm talking like distant future, it'll probably just be about Kingdom Hearts 3 as a whole. Um, yeah, because like I said, I just the Kingdom Hearts 3 hate I don't think is deserved. But I mean, yeah, everybody's their own opinion is their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, thank you again for clicking on this video. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. I've been getting a lot of activity in my comment sections lately, so that's been like making me super happy. I usually do see most of my comments, even if I don't even respond to them. Even if they're extremely long, that's okay. Hillary, I'm talking to you. Hillary's a subscriber who frequently engages in the comment section, and they usually have really good knowledge and great things that they say. Still waiting on you to make a your own YouTube channel so I can subscribe. And speaking of subscribing, segue. If you like Kingdom Hearts content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I've been getting a lot of growth in my channel, which is pretty cool. I'm close to reaching 500 subscribers, which by that point, I think YouTube allows me to have members, I think is what it is. And then by 1,000 subscribers, which is my goal, I can apply to be a part of YouTube's partnership program. So I appreciate all you guys that have been subscribing to me lately. And feel free to share this video or any of my videos with your friends and community. One of my goals is to help keep the spirit of Kingdom Hearts alive, especially during times of waiting periods, long waiting periods. And any way that I can just, help this series grow is kind of like the ultimate goal here. So leave a like if you enjoyed the video or I offered you a new perspective on the character of Replica Riku. But most importantly, have yourselves a great day. Peace. Dude, this video could be a drinking game. Take a swig every time I say the name Riku.